My name is Oduor Jagero, and this is Dialogues Jagero. It is a beautiful, beautiful, cold and chilly weather in Nairobi. I am in the studio with another doctor. Whenever they say their name and then put PhD, they make us look really small. Like, really? Is this the idea to scare people off?
No, it's not the idea.
Like Doris Change, PhD. So easy to work in any podcast. I'm a Taylor.
Jagero.
I'm a business. What, Shaka, what are you supposed to put? What are you putting? Jewel. Anyway, my guest today is Doris Chang. I was really struggling to pronounce that name because I couldn't figure it out. Mm-hmm. And as a Luo, I've never heard it. It is the first time I'm hearing the name Change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, Jagero. So Change,
okay.
This is my grandfather's name. Mm. So if you go to a small village in South Nyanza near Ugis,
okay,
there's this Kachangi village. So we are Nyikua Change, grandchildren of Change. So if you come to my village, it's a very common name. Mm. Very common name.
So it's called Kachangi?
Kachangi.
Oyugis, where exactly is Oyugis? Because I always get confused when we talk about Oyugis and Kabondo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kabondo Kasipul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not just the same area?
It is the same area. So my village is next to a small market called Gamba Village.
Gamba.
So we border Kisses. Actually, Gamba is basically dominated by Kisses. It's a market. Yeah.
And
so that's
Gamba,
where we come
Gamba
from.
Is Kissi name.
It is a Kissi name. Mm. Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely place. Very beautiful. The hills and
I know
green.
I know it's fertile.
Very fertile. We eat a lot of matoke.
Matoke.
A lot. Avocado and very beautiful. Mm. Yeah.
Okay. From the blues, you contacted me and you wanted us to talk about a lot of things.
Exactly.
And one of the things that interested me was it a 10-pointer or a 7-pointer?
Yeah.
It's about 7-pointer or 6-pointer that you sent me one of them was why people hate Mondays.
People hate Mondays.
And today is a Friday.
So everybody's like, yay, thank God it's Friday. Mm. But we hate Mondays.
Yeah.
In fact, most people, by Sunday afternoon, they're sad. Because tomorrow is Monday. So
people of the internet, that's what we are going to be talking about. What we are going to be talking about exactly is why you hate your job.
Exactly.
Why you get moody on a Sunday evening and you don't want to wake up. Today I struggle to wake up a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, today I struggle to. I'm not, this thing people call a morning person. I am not actually one.
Really?
No, I'm not.
Then you should be, re-strategize. Have your podcast later in the day. Have the recordings.
No. Once I wake up, I am out. Once I wake up, I'm like somebody who had a shot of cocaine in his veins. I am out.
And sometimes once you're out and once you do it, you're like, why was I finding it so hard to wake up?
Yeah. But I really struggle in the morning. I wake up sometimes very late.
Okay.
Yeah, but also sometimes I wake up too early. Because I go to bed sometimes at 8 in the evening. And then I have to wake up at around 3.
Okay.
What is your story? Mm-hmm. Who are you? You told me that you got married at 19.
Oh, really, Jagero?
Welcome to Dialogue with Jagero. Everything goes.
I didn't see that coming.
You didn't see that coming?
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah?
But yeah, that's part of my story.
Do you want to roll back and say you are not? Because you know why I'm asking you that question?
Yeah.
Doris.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of women who are young, especially the Gen Z, they swear off marriage. That is the worst concentration camp they've ever visited.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they say that they do not want to be married, and they think that marriage only benefits men. Because you've stayed there for 24 years, I have a feeling it benefits women.
Now, Jagero, you've told everybody my age, number one.
Did I say your age? No, I did not. I said you've been married for 24 years.
And I got married at 19, so they can easily do the math.
My bad. But these days also, I hear women are not. These days, women do not feature their.
We are proud. We are proud. Yeah.
And for a 43-year-old, you don't look too bad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's my story. I think it's been a personal journey. For me, I've always been an early bloomer, I guess. I remember when I was in class 6, my then headmistress wanted to make me the head girl of the school, And she even called me in front and made me the head girl, but I had to have an assistant who was older than me. So growing up, I've always been that early bloomer. So I guess when I was 19, I met the love of my life.
At the university?
No, it was before university. So when people were joining university, they were coming with their parents. Well, I was with my husband.
Really?
Yes.
Wait. Because I am not clear, and I'm wondering whether the audience is clear, because you finished Form 4, correct?
Yeah.
In 2001?
No, in 1999.
1999?
1999. So then I...
Because I'm tracking you with my age. You know,
yes,
we are age mates.
We are age mates. So
when did you celebrate your 43rd?
Last year.
Last year?
Yes.
I celebrated mine last month,
July
the 7th.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a Saba. Yeah. So you finished school in 1999.
1999.
And there is that break before you go to the
exactly. University. So now during that break, that's when I met the love of my life.
In a market? His story
before
you were Seventh Day Adventist. The Seventh Day Adventist.
I think Kwetu is 17.
So probably choir.
No, actually, we are related. So he's my sister's husband's cousin. I don't know if that makes sense. I have an elder sister.
Is difficult, but
I have an elder sister who has a husband.
Okay.
So he is the cousin of that husband of my sister.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So we met when my sister was getting married, and we were both in the lineup. By the way.
Oh, you were in the lineup.
Yes, ukiwa kwa lineup.
A red one or a white? A white. Was it red or white?
Hapo kwa lineup kwa harusi.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah, so I met him, and I think our first date was when my KCSE results were out.
Yeah, you went out to celebrate.
Yes, that was our first date, and then after that, he took me to get my ID. Do you know I still have my original ID, Jagero?
Yeah.
Because he took on Valentine's Day. He took me to get my ID. I still have that ID. I've never gotten the new generation ID.
Because it reminds me of so much.
So it's been relaminated and laminated.
Hey.
In fact, the last time when we were voting, those officers, they looked at it, they were like, is it still valid? No, they kept checking it, but...
Is it valid? So you guys get to know each other after school.
Yeah.
But then he's also in transition.
No, he's
go to the university.
No, he's older than me. Yeah, so we have a 10-year age gap. So
10?
Yes.
Ooh, he was 29.
Yes.
You were 19. Such a brittle cookie. Okay.
Yeah. So
he's done with school, actually.
He's done with school. He's working at that point.
He's working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we do life together. I go to campus.
The guy was one of the richest in the locality. You had hit the jackpot.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, you were age mates and him. I look at it. It was good.
But at that time, I hear what people talk about today. Sijui kutumiwa fare, sijui kulipi. We didn't have that. Like, it was just, I look at it was very innocent, pure love.
It was very innocent, pure love.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything from him.
And you think that this innocent, pure love is long gone, right? Because people like Shaka, they're just asking for money. Money, you're broke, get off. Go away.
In fact, the other day I was telling him, you never sent me fare. You've never sent me fare. There was
which is interesting, and sometimes I feel like even when I was dating my wife,
okay,
there was she wasn't looking for a lot from me.
Exactly.
We were in church together.
Mm-hmm.
She sort of knew who I was, even financially. And we were just building something, both of us.
Yeah.
And I think it is the building of something, the both of you, that a lot of people these days are having a problem with.
Yeah.
Because for some, on the other hand, it's supposed to be we are feminist and we are supposed to be standing on our both feet, and on the other hand, we are little girls that should be given flowers and open doors and draw chairs and all these things, which is all right, and I understand that for women it's a bit important. But also I think there is seeing through the water.
Yeah.
That this thing that I'm trying to look for is coming. It's not yet here. So some of us didn't even have the door to open.
And I think it's confusing for men.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying this to bash my fellow women, but because I see it even, because I do a lot of life coaching and career coaching.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm dealing with men, they're confused because, and we'll talk about this when you're talking about the Mondays and when people hate their jobs. So many people, the life at home will affect your work life, how your marriage is. You know, if you're always fighting in the house, that will affect your work life. So most men are confused. Is she an independent woman or should I be taking care of her? Because we keep flipping the script. You know, I expect you to take care of me, but vile nakuongelesha sometimes.
Yes.
Hey.
It throws a lot of men into confusion.
Yeah.
And they don't know, because sometimes you know in the Bible they teach that the woman is the neck. The man is the head. Like, why are you the head again? And I am the neck. You see?
Yeah.
But then at some point around the bend,
Yeah.
you should become the head.
Yeah.
But then I am not the neck, but you are the head.
I become the head, but so what are you?
So you see, that is the confusion.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was very interesting. You are because I imagine a 19-year-old today.
Yeah.
Is right in the still in their mama's house.
Yeah.
And still being taken care of.
Yeah.
You know, but you are supposed to go to the university.
Yeah.
But there is a man who is here who is already working.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that with your feelings, the love, the chemicals in your head, and your father and your mother and the university that is upcoming?
Yeah. Of course, my parents were like any other parents. I mean, actually, my firstborn is 22. She's not married.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's in college. I don't think I would want her to rush into anything. So, of course, my parents were cautious like any other parents would be. But I think they've always seen me as that. I've always been, even now, in most rooms, I'm usually the youngest. Even now that we still have Gen Zs, but even in most rooms, in most leadership rooms, I'm usually the youngest. So what happened? My parents had their feelings, of course. They had their own, you know. But then they were like, okay, we give our blessings. You go try. Yeah.
But you're not to the university. You have not gone to the university yet.
I've not gone to the university yet.
But they're sending you out to a man's house, right?
Yeah. And then we had to do everything. We had to make everything official. We did the nyombo and...
Okay.
Yeah, it happened that time. They brought the cows and...
This is happening in 2000 and 2000.
The year 2000.
2000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2000. Yes. 2000.
Not too long ago. Not too long ago. I mean... And then what happened? Because they're supposed to be paying school fees. I am asking this for the audience, by the way.
Okay, so
your parents are supposed to pay the university school fees, and then you're already with a man.
Yeah.
Who was taking you in as the wife.
Yeah. So if you remember that time, we had, those of us who got admitted through job, there was help.
Yes.
So I got help, which was covering most of my school fees. Actually, that's the time now my husband was giving me fare because I was commuting from his house, you know. But it was, there was no much school fees to pay because I had the student loan, which I paid for now after I started working. So there was never really a confusion of who pays the school fees because at that time, I know right now things are different, that even if you get official admission, first semester, one SG, they still I'm seeing a lot of fundraisers even now because there are kids joining university in September, and there's no that initial help or student loan. But at our time, there was that. At 29, he was also a young guy. I don't think he would have committed to paying school fees for someone as well, university fees. But luckily, I had student loan.
Great.
Yeah, which helped me then.
Okay.
Then I went to the university, studied.
I don't want you to go to the university right now. I want to circle back.
Okay.
Go back to the beginning.
Okay.
And ask where were you born and where did you grow up?
Okay. So I've been born and bred in Nairobi. I went to, I lived in Isili for most of my life. For those of you who know Isili, I mean, it's still there. It's I went to 3 primary schools. I had a stint being in a private school at some point. Then from that, after doing my class 8, I went to Pangani Girls.
Ah.
Yeah, mimi ni msichana wa Pango.
Right? So you are a complete, like my wife says, a complete town rat.
Yes, Nairobi. University, Nairobi as well. I was in Nairobi. I was in Kenyatta University.
Kenyatta University.
Yeah, for my first degree.
For your first degree.
Yes.
Okay. How was life like? Like, what was your dream growing up in town? How was it like? Like, you guys were walking from Isili to school? Or there was a bus, Kenya bus, or there was Nyayo bus?
Yes, you make it sound like a very long time ago, Jagero. Gen Zs are wondering, what are you asking?
Yeah, the Nyayo bus. We don't know about Nyayo bus, do we?
Yeah, so when I was in a private school, I had the school bus opportunity. So I used to go to school by school bus. Then after that, my parents felt like I needed to be in a public school. So I went to Kimathi Primary School.
Where is Kimathi Primary?
It's in Kimathi Estate. So there's an estate called Kimathi.
Ah, which part of Nairobi is that?
In Eastlands as well.
Oh, in Eastlands?
Yeah.
Karibu na Fafa?
Karibu na Jerusalem, I
Jerusalem.
think. Yeah, between Isli and Jerusalem.
Okay.
Yeah, that area. Yeah, so for class 7 and 8, I was in that school. So I used to walk to school. Yeah.
How was it like for a girl those days? You don't want to seem like it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But how was it like? I think in 2000, even when I came to Nairobi in 2004,
yeah,
it was not like today.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the safety was like for girls when you were going to school.
As I've mentioned, I've always been an early bloomer. Early bloomer means even physically, I was. So I remember when I would walk to school, there was this particular place, there were always boys who were estate, and they were older. I think now thinking about it, they could have been in college age or something. And those girls or those boys would never allow me to pass that street in peace. Always. So I would pass there running. But you see, there's no one you can tell. I mean, it was, am I doing something wrong? Because anytime they would see me, they were, hey, kuja, sisters, and it really feels bad for a girl.
Yeah.
It does. So I'm very overprotective. I have 2 daughters. I'm very overprotective about that because sometimes, men can be... and I'm wearing the school uniform.
Yeah.
They checked. I mean, I'm obviously a primary school kid. I'm wearing the typical Kenyan primary school uniform, the checked uniform with a belt behind. Honestly, this is a kid in primary school. Yeah, so I experienced some of that until, luckily, I was happy to go to boarding school.
Okay, and what were you dreaming about doing when you were a young girl at Kimathi, or, what did you want to become? A bus driver?
Jagero, I always wanted to be a musician.
Oh, yeah?
A singer.
Because I've heard your songs.
Yeah.
They are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
They are amazing. But the thing with music in this country, it's just interesting that there are a category of people that would be very good singers.
Yeah.
But nobody, well, I'm not saying nobody would know them, but I understand when you say nobody, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They are not known.
Yeah.
You'll find a few top 10 that their music I don't even like.
Yeah.
But they're the ones who are trending on music shows, all over YouTube.
Yeah.
But then there are a category of people that just sing quietly.
Yeah. I can ask now.
Yeah. because this thing that I don't understand with musicians and people who sing on the periphery, because I feel like some of those singers are singing on the periphery. They are not like in the mainstream.
Yeah.
If you call their name, nobody would immediately think about them.
Yeah.
So sometimes, for lack of a better word, sometimes the world looks at them as failed musicians.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then for the person themselves, like you, when you wanted to be a musician, did you want your face to be on the billboards, or did you want to be on the what do they say when you are really doing well in the United Kingdom? Top what? Top 100?
Yeah, billboards, charts, whatever.
Charts,
yeah.
And I'm just wondering, there are no charts in Kenya, correct? So what is your dream of a musician? Like, to be played on the radio, or to be gathering millions on YouTube? What is it for a musician?
So you've mentioned one very important thing. You've mentioned that there are those people who sing very well, but we are not seeing them. Now, I think that is the paradox in itself, because people who sing well, like for me, I assume that talent was enough. Because I've always been singing from the time I was a 10-year-old. Take the microphone in any function and I'm singing, music festivals and all that. But now, in the industry, this becomes real work. It's not nobody will come looking for you. It is you to do the work. Now, you realize it needs the same work as my PhD got. The same effort, the same amount of effort. So how many of us are willing to do that? Or how many of us have realized that? Even the people who are trending, there's something they've done to make them trend. It could be hard work, could be cloud chasing, but they've put in the work. So we need to understand that we have to put in the work. That is what now I understood later on. And another thing also that I've seen in the industry, for those of us who have other sources of income, sometimes we tend to forget. It's a calling, yes. I want to do these songs, I want to do this ministry, but there's a lot I'm also doing in my career, and so it takes away. But then I don't look at it as the word you use as failure, because I know all I need to do is give it more work. So now where I am, I've understood I need to give it more work. And this is also to my other fellow artists who are wondering, why isn't my music going anywhere? Just looking for a team. I'm now working with an amazing team, and sometimes as an artist, it's hard. All you want to do is sing the music, write the song, sing, record, and perform. You don't want these other shenanigans of marketing, of social media, or management, or pushing the music onto lives. You don't want that. You're an artist. So when you don't have that team behind you, it becomes very difficult. So this is just advice I'm giving also my fellow musicians who are singing beautifully, but are wondering, where is my music? But my music is beautiful. I'm telling the audience, it's very beautiful, and it's soul touching, and it's amazing. I do it from my heart. It's something I love. I do it for free. I've done it for free. It's a calling for me. It's something I know I was always meant to do. Something else, for those of us who are raised in our generation, our parents, there was this thing, Baka Wende Shule, the arts were treated as a hobby, And so I remember when my dad came for my graduation, for my PhD, he said, my daughter, now, I know I've always told you, Nimpaka usome before you sing. He told me, now you can sing. Now you can sing, umesoma. Because even for him, he always believed that I was meant to do this. I was meant to be a minister of God's word through music. Exactly.
Okay. But now that you have, when you say that you're now putting up a team and you want to sing even more, what does that mean?
I have a whole team behind me.
Like a band?
I've always had a band, but there's a team now doing the music business. Like right now, I know there's a writing camp going on somewhere. I'm supposed to go and approve those songs soon. I have people who are working on when are we performing next, what album, what songs are we releasing, what music videos are we shooting, where are we going for our next tour, so there's somebody doing that heavy work. My job is to sing. Yes. So that's
Sony Records.
Ni record.
Sony Records. Is that Sony Records?
I won't mention names. But it's amazing to have a team.
Yeah.
It's amazing to have a team.
It is. It is amazing to have a team.
Yeah.
But then so you finish at Kimathi.
Yeah.
And then you go to Pangani Girls.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Boarding. Yes.
Did you read the story about Alliance Girls?
I know.
How was Pango like?
Well, when I first got that, what was it? The link to that story on X. What caught my eye was a year mate of mine from Pangani talking about the same thing. Actually, 2 year mates. Talking about the same thing with a teacher, of course, whose name I can't mention. But, yes, that happens. That happens a lot in girls' schools. It does.
I've never liked boarding schools.
I know.
Even for the men.
Yeah.
It feels like a huge concentration camp. Where,
exactly.
Yeah, because right now, for example, my nephew is at some school in Dagoretti.
Yeah.
I always forget the name, but I think it's Dagoretti High School.
Yeah.
They don't allow people to go with their computers there.
Oh,
with their
really?
laptops.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, I wanted this boy to start doing, software engineering.
Yeah.
At Form 3, he should start earning money.
Yeah.
But they don't allow them to go to, like, the other day, my niece is at Skoru Girls, and then the teacher called me at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
telling me that the daughter, my niece, the daughter to my brother, is asking for pocket money. And I'm like, so what time did you have this conversation?
Yeah.
Because now it's 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And I am asking him, can I speak with her? And no, I can't.
Wow. A lot happens in these boarding schools. Luckily, my children, actually, my daughter, now that you're speaking about Alliance, my firstborn was called to Alliance, and we were like, oh, wow. We didn't look for a school. She did, and so the other ones had transitioned to the other system, but she was doing it for 4 then. But then she was called there, and she stayed there for a term, and it's a beautiful institution, but I think there's a lot of work to be done in the Kenyan public school systems, especially the boarding schools. The generation now. I mean, I don't know. Did you go to boarding school?
I went to a boarding school, but I was day schooling. It was both day and boarding.
Because for us, I mean, and anytime, I mean, I'm seeing alumni, even from my school speaking, people talk a lot about pain or being suppressed or being in a situation. So there was a lot of good that happened, but then there was a lot of like what you're calling it, like sort of a military camp, where there are strict rules. Some parents will argue that is what has made us be who we are. But then there are also people who lost themselves completely, whose spirit died because they went through that. There are people who lost their confidence. There are people who lost their ability to have cognitive, thoughts, be able to, be even initiate anything. They're always waiting for orders. There are people who actually lost themselves in that system. So, we are seeing the Gen Zs. Now we are going to the alphas. These are not people you tell, do this because I said so. These are people you have to tell them, we are doing this because it makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, we are doing this because things... So we need to relook at, analyze our education system, especially the boarding schools. Is it really serving what it's meant to serve? Is it building or is it destroying personality? Because we are generating students, but are they able to even start their own businesses? Are they able to stand in front of people and give a speech?
Or sing.
Are they able to sing? Or are they scared? Are they scared of failure or of making mistakes? These are things now we need to start having such conversations about our high schools. What are we doing? Apart from churning out the A's, what are we doing to these individuals, these students? Yeah.
You go to the university, KU,
to
study what?
BCom, Bachelor of Commerce.
Bachelor of Commerce. What is Bachelor of Commerce?
Commerce is commerce. Anything to do with...
is it... The other day I was asking Shaka, I don't know whether it was Shaka I was asking.
Yeah.
Is it e-commerce? What is...
That time there was no E.
There was no E?
The E part was not there.
But commerce is not... Commerce is not accounts.
It's not accounts. So accounts is within commerce.
Accounts is within
commerce. So within commerce, we have marketing option, we have HR, we have accounts, we have finance and banking. We have, I think, insurance. There are so many under
That's a lot.
the umbrella
So you
of commerce.
did commerce and did everything under the sun.
Of course, the first 2 years, but I specialized in marketing option.
Oh, so you specialize
Yes.
at some year 3 or year 2?
Year three. So we get to choose what we want. Yeah, and I always say that I got my babies with my degrees. So during that time, my bachelor's, I had my firstborn.
Because I'm going to ask you that question. Because some women say that. But anyway, let's finish. You finish your degree, your first degree.
Yeah.
At what age? Around
24.
24.
Yeah.
And then you register for masters immediately.
I take a break.
You take a break?
I take a break, work a bit, get into, the corporate world, have that first job that you don't really like. Try my hand in business as well. Then I decide I need to go back to school. Then is when I enroll for my master's as well.
Master's in what?
International business.
International business.
International business. So this is an MBA in international business. Yeah.
What is international business?
So there's a lot of trade,
tariffs.
Yeah. A lot of trade that even us in Kenya, we are having with other, So it's just looking at intertrade between different countries, so international. And how barriers and how we can make it better. And I remember I did a paper on AGOA. Now it's not there anymore.
The white elephant.
Yes, that.
Okay. So you're basically looking at how countries trade with each other.
Yeah, how countries
the deficit and the water view.
Exactly.
And so that means that when you have masters in international business.
Yes.
Did you say international business, international commerce?
International business.
International business, not commerce this time.
Not commerce this time.
Okay. So you are looking at, then you'd find work with which organizations, like the UN or who?
Well,
or
ideally.
The Ministry of Trade?
Okay, it should be that way, but I didn't work there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had a job elsewhere in an energy
sector.
In energy sector. Yeah, within
but I
the
can
country.
imagine even in the energy sector there is trade.
There's a lot of trade going on there.
But now you get married at 19.
Yes.
You go ahead. So when you are at the university during holidays, you go back to the man's house.
Not even during holidays. I think I was at day scholar. I always had a room in campus. I had because for exam week.
But then you also had a 3-bedroom with your husband.
Yes.
How privileged were you?
But the room came in handy. Tukikosana, akinikasirisha na lala KU.
But how are the girls? That's interesting. Did your girlfriends know that you had a 3-bedroom house with a man somewhere that you could access anytime?
They knew. And now I was among the first people to even have, that Motorola phone.
Yeah.
I was among, so people would come to my room to make phone calls.
To their parents?
To their parents, and the airtime was expensive. So you had to give me airtime. Remember the scratch card was $250, the minimum. Yeah, so I was among the first people to have that phone, so we'd communicate. But then most of the time I would go back home. I'd go back home in the evening. And we cook, we watch TV, he's come from work. So that was life. Of course, the girls were going for...
Can I ask? And be very honest with me.
Yeah.
How privileged did you feel? Like look at the other girls that had nothing. Look at that. Even looking back right now.
I don't think then I considered it privilege.
Okay.
Then first of all, it was very confusing. Because remember, your roommates or my classmates are going for, there was this carnival thing on Sunday. It was called what? Was it Soul?
I wouldn't know. Complete village. The wrong person to ask.
Yeah, and I have to go home. So we would not really relate. Then Now they're dating and they're breaking up. You know, the usual university thing. Yeah, they're dating, breaking up, dating, so and so is seeing. So I would wonder, wait, mi niko tu na ule mtu wangu, you know. So it was a bit confusing. And then I realized, then I also can't talk to them. I can't talk to them. I can't tell them my issues because my issues are very different. Me, I'm having a mother-in-law. Me, I have a house girl. So our issues are very different.
You are at year 2 with a house girl.
Yes, I have
What
problems.
was the house girl doing?
I have problems of a house girl is leaving. She's leaving.
But you're not having a child.
By now that year 2 now is when I think I got my baby, my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, by the time I'm expectant, and you know, so I'm having issues.
There's not. When you are pregnant and going to the university, what do they do? Because I know in high school they chase you away. At the university they let you stay.
They don't. I mean,
really?
You're an adult.
Do they ask you questions?
No, they don't. You're an adult.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that true? McLean, is that true?
Yes, but some schools usually give guidance counseling at Tangaza.
Oh, guidance counseling. Do they ask you if you have a husband? Or what point do they Because they're going to ask you, right? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, and remember, this is a public university. You're like 200 in a class. You know, nobody even notices you.
But you know the side eye, like what's going on? Like the teacher is like, we have mamas in the school. That's what I'm thinking. We have whoa, what's going on? Do you want to rest? Is it too hot? That's what I'm thinking, right?
But nobody asked me anything.
Okay.
And I was happy when there was a strike because it gave me more time with my baby. I used to look forward to the strikes. Then I would stay home.
But there is a time that you left school to go give birth and recuperate.
Actually, I didn't take time off. It was somehow a strike happened.
Oh, I see.
So I think I got like 4 months
months?
maternity leave, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people. I've heard it. I don't know whether this is. I hear a lot of women are saying that it's very difficult to. Like some women say that, okay, you do your schooling, then come back and set up a family later.
Okay.
But you're doing two together.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's doable. Like anything you want to accomplish, it's doable but not easy. I wouldn't advise all 19-year-olds to go get married, you know, and then go to school at the same time. It had its challenges, but it's doable. You just need to know what do I want. Because I remember even when I was getting married, my father asked me, so are you going to go to school?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be that housewife? And so at some point, especially after I had my daughter, it was very difficult. It was really difficult. You're waking up in the morning, it's exam week, or I have a presentation. Na how's gando you anaenda, you know? And so I have to make a decision, where am I leaving this child? You know, find someone to take care of the child. Then I have to go, or my husband would stay home if he's around, if he's in the country, would stay home with the child. So it's not an easy thing, but it's doable. So in case anybody who's wondering, can I do both? If you already find yourself in the situation, please. I've talked to several girls. I've mentored girls who drop out of school because they've met their dream guy. I would never advocate for that, for dropping out of school because he's promising you heaven. And for me also, what grounded me was because, I mean, he is an educated guy. He definitely wanted an educated wife. So he would never have encouraged me, even when it looked difficult, he would never have encouraged me to drop out. He really wanted me to succeed. Yeah, so it's doable.
So at the time you're finishing your master's,
yeah.
you have both babies?
Actually, within my master's, no, I get 2 babies. During my master's, I get 2 babies.
Wait, you told me you have 2. Are they 3?
No, I have 4.
Oh.
I have 4.
2 girls and 2 boys.
I have 2 girls and 2 boys. Yeah.
How wonderful.
So within my master's, I get 2. My
get
second and my third born.
During your master's?
During my master's.
Masters is not that long. Even if I didn't go to school, surely they're not that long.
Jagero, they're 11 months apart.
They're 11 months apart.
Yes. My two babies.
They're 11 months apart.
Yeah, 11 months and a few weeks apart. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then you decided to do a PhD.
Yes, I did.
Why did you want to do a PhD?
It's interesting. I always felt like I needed to specialize in something. I needed to be, and at master's level, I felt I still didn't have that solid specialization. So I needed to specialize in something. And then I think I'd been in the corporate world for a long time. So I had seen a few gaps. I knew what was happening. I'd seen gaps in leadership. I'd seen gaps in how employees were behaving in the workplace. So these are things I wanted to specialize in. I wanted to write papers and to do my research in this field. Okay. So that is how I ended up enrolling for my PhD in leadership and corporate governance.
Leadership and corporate governance.
Yeah, just to be able to try and bring change, It's happening. We are several of us trying to bring change in the workplace. Okay. It's not easy because there are so many factors which we'll discuss, as you said. Yeah. But we need to change the workplace. The workplace is killing people.
What are some of the things that you did before you finally enrolled for your master's? The jobs, the kind of jobs that you were doing.
You want me to mention the organizations?
No, you could. No, the things you... When you're working for a PhD.
What's the problem with what the
with the PhD? Jehovah's Witness. That one next to my charge. I don't know if it's called worshippers or whatever. PhDs are good. PhDs are very good business people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd worked for I think I'd worked for 4 organizations before my doctorate. I was in the energy sector. I've done fast FMCG.
FMCG.
Yes, I was.
What would that be?
Fast-moving consumer.
Fast-moving consumer goods.
Yes.
Yeah, the Nestle.
Exactly. So I've been in that. Field as well. That industry. I had a restaurant at some point. By the way, I've tried my hand in business.
Restaurant.
That was when I was younger. Of course, right now I'm an entrepreneur as well. But I tried it then.
I hear it's a very tricky business.
Oh my, it is.
I've always wanted to have a coffee shop where we can just have coffee and make noise and the friends come.
Yeah.
It's just a little coffee shop.
That's what I tried.
All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. Everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So, what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is oduorjagero.co.ke. And now, back to programming.
But it was before, I think it was ahead of its time. It was before, the year 2006 and 5 and 6. Did we have Akina Java yet? Were they there?
2006?
Yes.
Java was already there at Hurlingham. I think there was only one.
There was only one.
Only one at Adams.
Yes, so I tried that culture then, but then it was in the estate, and then people didn't really understand.
And Ask and Coffee, we are not coffee people.
We are not.
Watu wenye wametembea huko nje.
I know.
I'm a people who have gone to Strathmore University like Kinashaka. So they coffee people, but the rest of us, chai iko. Chai ya 50 bob.
Exactly. And then my competitors had very small stalls, small booths and stalls selling, mandazi and a cup of tea. And here I am in a big, beautiful space like this studio.
And nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody really cares, because I think at some point you just need mandazi, chai.
Thank you.
And mandazi and be on your way. And have you realized that people that take coffee take it for a very long time?
Yeah.
People taking tea don't take it for long. Tap, and you're out. You've come to eat.
Yes.
Not to enjoy. So anyway, how did that go? It finally did not work.
It didn't work. I persevered a lot. I was trying to make it work. But remember, it was a time we didn't even have Wi-Fi that time
That is 2006. That's kitambo sana. There was no coffee.
Yes. Exactly. So it was a beautiful space for people to come and hang out.
But why do you think about a coffee house in an estate? Problem with going to London School of Economics. Coming back.
I'd had my own stint of traveling out. So I was like, this is missing.
That was the problem.
Yeah, this is missing, but I think we were not ready for it. And even where I put it in the estate, really, yeah. But I consider it as learning.
Yeah, it is, always.
Yeah, I always tell my clients, it's not failure. I learned lessons.
It's learning.
Yeah, I learned how to, do a few pastries. I can do a very nice croissant.
Croissant. You make that at home?
I can. I can.
The almond one or the butter one?
The butter one.
Yeah, the butter one is really nice. The butter one is really nice. It's my favorite croissant.
Very nice, yeah. Very nice. So I learned a few things. It's not.
So then you decide to go for doctorate.
Yes.
What is a PhD? This one I'm not asking for PhD. Because I wanna have a PhD.
Oh really?
Yeah, I wanna have a PhD.
You want to have permanent head damage?
No, I don't think that's what's called. It's actually how do you spell it out, by the way?
Aki Jagero, unaniuliza swali ngumu. Philosophy something.
I wonder why the H is always in small caps. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you do a doctorate in what?
In leadership and corporate governance.
Where?
USIU.
USIU.
Yes, USIU.
Yeah, I understand. I hear it's a very good school.
Beautiful school.
I've never stepped in there.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Actually, I did my master's there as well. And
You did your master's there?
yeah. So, and when people ask me, so how did you transition from public university to private? So I say the first time I went to USIU, I went to the bathroom, and then I saw toilet paper. I saw tissue. I was like, wait, they give people tissue.
Yeah, and
because
the other thing for
exactly.
for the soap is also there.
Yes, the soap dispenser and
It's there.
yes, and I was like,
And
wait.
that thing for hair is also there. McLean is also at his university like that, Tangaza.
In Karen, yes, I know where it is. Yeah, and that sold me. So sometimes it's small things, and then there was a nice coffee shop, nice, the aesthetics are good.
Their coffees is actually like 200, or is cheaper.
Actually, by that time we even had a Java within the campus.
You're the left?
I think there's now another restaurant. I know because I go there quite a lot. There's another restaurant, but there was Java there for the longest.
So a beautiful university.
A beautiful university, books available, very, a beautifully equipped library.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I hear also they are very expensive, not affordable. Like $1 million a year. That's a lot. Like $10,000 a year, or even more.
Well, I would advise.
What is the exchange really? Like, what are they giving you? Like history books? Like, what exactly are they charging for the $10,000?
They would say. It's both accredited in the US and in Kenya. So they're selling value. They're selling value. Yeah, they're offering value. It's not a paid advert. It's not an advert. We're just talking about the university.
Yeah, but I'm also complaining. So,
so I never saw a class that was larger than 25, 30. I never saw that. Yeah, so it's more personalized, education, and everybody gets a course outline, a course text, so there are facilities enough to take care of.
There is a library, a computer library.
There is everything up to date, latest technology.
And for the $10,000, they give you a laptop, tablet. What exactly do they give you? Like the take home. What is the take home that they give you?
Your degree.
But there's no laptop, like a pad, like a tablet, like an iPhone?
No.
Nothing. No, but they don't give a computer?
I don't think so. But there's a computer lab. You're free to use it. Yeah. You're free to use it.
I imagine that's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So you did your master's there, master's in international business.
Yeah.
And then you went there to do your doctorate
in
leadership and corporate governance.
Yeah.
Okay. Leadership. I understand leadership, but corporate governance is you govern a corporate.
Yes. So this is actually corporate governance because I teach it as well.
Okay. What is it exactly?
These are the systems and procedures that run an organization. So in short, it's what the board will use. It's what guides the board because most organizations will have a board, a sitting board. So how are we going to, what are we following?
Okay.
What is our organization pegged on? What are our do's and don'ts for this organization? So that is what corporate governance is. And that's why I also work a lot with organizations that are having issues, wrangles and issues
it's the culture of the organization.
Culture of the organization.
The policies.
The policies.
I mean, there are policies on sexual harassment, there are policies on money,
nepotism, recruitment. How are we terminating people?
Okay.
What are our procurement policies? And also this, we must look at what are the laws of the land as well. So corporate governance doesn't stand in isolation. We have to look at the Kenyan laws. If you're within Kenya, if it's global,
because the constitution supersedes whatever law is available.
Exactly. So that is what it entails.
So you cannot govern outside the constitution.
You can't. Yeah, and we have to talk about shareholders. Yeah, are we taking care of them? Are they getting what is rightfully theirs? We talk about dividends and how is the organization being run? Are we being fair to the shareholders and the investors of the organization? So that is corporate governance in a nutshell.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the leadership part of it?
The leadership is, we must talk about leadership vacuum. It's
In an organization, at the
it's a big
organization
it's
level.
a big thing. Who are we giving these positions to, and how and leadership? You know, leaders are not born. You know, you don't have to be born as a leader to be a leader. So there's a lot of training and a lot of guidance, and how sometimes I have clients who get appointed into leadership positions, but they don't even know what to do. What do I do next?
So then it is their CV that has given them the job, but they're wondering, how am I going to do it?
How am I going to do them? Some of them suffer from serious imposter syndrome. But then you could be having that nasty boss in the office, but the issue is
Imposter syndrome?
Yes.
Anyway, I'm gonna discuss that now. So I have never been employed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, in my entire, I have been jobless as long as I can remember.
Are you jobless now?
Yeah, I actually don't have a job.
But you're an employer. Just say yes.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I would say I'm getting there. And I've actually been employed once for 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for 30 minutes.
What happened within those 30 minutes? What made you change your mind?
I set up my desk.
Uh-huh.
And did a few things. Never did any work.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I was supposed to be having a meeting.
Yeah.
And then I excused myself to go to that meeting, and I never went back.
Was it a personal meeting or was it a work meeting?
I was, I've been an artist for a long time. And so, and it took long before I got a job.
Okay.
So when I went there, I just wanted to be an artist. But I have always wanted to get employed.
Yeah. Because
I feel like it is easier to get employed than run a company. Sometimes, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe that's it.
Yeah.
But I have realized that a lot of people are not having a good time at their work.
Yeah, that's true.
And people sort of hate their jobs.
Yeah.
You know? And probably I've got my theories that probably because they do not enjoy the things they do there. So, for example, if McLean is a literature student, she's doing her master's, right? Master's in literature and something else at Tangazo University.
Beautiful.
And she loves this kind of work, the theater, the podcasting, the writing. And then she gets a job at Java, for example.
Yeah.
You can see that she's taken a complete tangent of the things.
Or in a bank.
Or in a bank where you got to count the money all day long.
Yeah.
So I imagine that is why people hate their works. But I want to ask you, because you're the one with the experience and the and the the expertise. Why is it that people hate their jobs?
What you've mentioned is very important. So there are so many people, taking it back, there are people who've gone to university. You studied a course you didn't like, number one. Now it's Scoops. Our time it was Jab. Imekuita to go study animal husbandry. You have no idea what that is. You have no feelings for animals. You're those people, ukiona paka unaigonga. But then now you find yourself there. And we millennials, because I'm a millennial, were taught, work hard, go study, work hard, get a job, So people find themselves in that rut. So you're in this job, this industry, you feel nothing for it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But because you found yourself with a family, children, you have to just, suck it up and do what you're supposed to do. Another issue we have right now in this economy of ours is most people are stuck. They are stuck without any progress. I've worked with clients who've been in the same position for 8 years, Jagero. 8-10 years. Same level. Yani, amezaa watoto watatu, ajai promotiwa, nothing has changed. They're in that level. Then there are people who their job makes them feel nothing. You find somebody amesoma, yuko na makaratasi zake, but their job probably is just filling things from a computer onto a paper. So the job is not motivating. Or they are rubber stamping. Kazi yake ni kurubber stamp. Vitu the whole day. There's a lady who told me even one arm is bigger than the other one. Her job is to rubber stamp, documents. And she feels nothing for the job. And then there's also the issues that are beyond their control. For example, that nasty boss, that toxic boss. I've seen boss who
By
are.
the way, what is a toxic boss?
Hey, that one is a whole. It's a whole episode.
You explain to me.
That's a whole episode.
Yeah.
This is someone who has. First of all, you as their team member, they consider you competition.
Okay.
They consider you threaten them. The fact that you've been appointed, you applied for the job, you found yourself in that position, but the minute you walk into that office, they feel threatened. This person wants to take my job. So their job now is to stagnate you, frustrate you, and until your spirit is dead or you decide to leave. This is a boss who gets abusive. This is a boss. I've seen bosses who are physically abusive to their employees, shouting abusive words, hitting, and we've seen them. We've seen that even in the media. This is someone who, you're sick, never wants to care about your sickness. You're literally, we can see it physically. This has happened, but we never wants to care about it. This is somebody who never considers, okay, you're working overtime. The person who gives you work at 5 p.m. and expects it, first thing in the morning. So are you supposed to carry the work home? And sometimes, as I mentioned before, it's due to their own weaknesses. They are not well-equipped, number one. So most organizations will appoint people as leaders, but will not ensure that they're equipped. So they are creating a very toxic workplace for the people they are leading, the teams that they are working with. So as I mentioned, leaders are not born. They have to be developed. So that's a toxic leader. And we'll have favorites. We'll ensure people in the office wanagongana. So-and-so is coming to talk to me about the other person. Once you leave, and when you share something also personal with them, that's a very huge mistake because it will be used against you. This is somebody who gives you, remember our time we used to have something called wanted, nakupea wanted. They're waiting for the performance appraisal, where I will fail you on every aspect of your target. You didn't achieve this, you didn't achieve this, you didn't achieve this. So I'm waiting for you on that to give you 0 on every score. So that is a very toxic boss, and they exist, Sometimes employees and some of my clients get conflicted because you feel like if I'm complaining a lot about my work, am I being ungrateful? Because we have that culture as well. This is a job I was praying for. So many of my friends don't have jobs. Now I finally have a job, but why am I feeling this way? Being aware that you're in a toxic environment there's nothing wrong with that. Being aware that this is a toxic environment, there's nothing wrong with that. You can't say, okay, let me ignore what I'm feeling because it's showing that I'm being ungrateful. No.
How do you go about dealing with a toxic boss? Resign? Now,
you need to make it very clear that you're working. Your work has to speak for itself. We have a culture of being laid back in our workplaces. And, I tell my clients that I work with, nobody will know who you are unless you speak up. Nobody will know your struggles unless you speak up. So not everybody has the, capacity to just wake up and quit. You have that landlord waiting for you at the end of the month. So you don't have the privilege to do that. But what are you doing in this toxic workplace? Are you, I've seen employees who are very laid back in the office. You don't ruffle feathers. Hii kampuni si ya mama yako. And they're advising the new entrants. Once you're here, you just lay low. Don't talk. So they don't speak up in meetings, number one. They don't make it clear what they are doing. Do you know you can be working in an office and your boss has no idea you work very hard? They don't even know the challenges you're going through because you assume they know, And the relationship between a boss and an employer and employee, or a boss and a subordinate, is the same as a marriage. You can be struggling. Your wife could be struggling like, this guy is always, asking for chapati at 10 p.m. Does he know the process of kandaing that unga to make that 2 chapatis he wants? Probably you don't know. You've never done it. So you're assuming it's like making ugali. So unless this person communicates and says, hey, these are the challenges I'm going through. So I encourage people to always speak up. Document your wins. Document, I did this project, I executed it well, and these are my wins. That has to be very clear. So that even when you're being appraised, we can clearly see what you accomplished. Be able to speak up. Say, I'm struggling with this. These are the challenges. If you're a field worker, invite your boss to come with you to the field. Let them see what you're going through, because sometimes they assume things are easy. Maybe things have even changed from the time they did that job before. Maybe things have changed. But be in a position that you can speak up for yourself. And I understand, and I've been there. It's very difficult, and sometimes you can feel scared walking into your boss's office to say, hey, this and this and this is not working. But do it despite the fear. Walk in, present your case, make your struggles, make your accomplishments, and document things. Have an email trail of what you've done. So don't assume this person is seeing what you're doing. But if none of that is working, always have an exit plan. And I always advise clients, don't have an angry outburst when you're leaving the organization. It shouldn't be acrimonious when you just live in a very nice way.
But
don't burn any
if
bridges.
you have been documenting everything and being true to the TOR that you have on your desk, but then at the end of the day, the appraisal comes and you have been given a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
What do you do as an employee? Because are you going to the person above them and saying, look, this is a lie? How do you go to PR? You go to HR?
Yeah. It depends. There are people who work for small organizations that don't even have HR, or your boss is the final word. There are people who work in such organizations. Because even working for a small organization, it's not that easy, because you're working for a small enterprise. It has its own challenges, because number one, there's no HR, there's no one to run to. But once you document that, always have an email trail of, I was to have done this, I have done this. This is a report of what I did receive. So we have that trail. It's very visible. So even as you're going to their superior, you have facts. Do
you advise people to go to their superior when they feel like, because I am seated here seeing the appraisal. Yeah. By the way, are you supposed to see the appraisal?
You will, but we are doing it together. So we are talking about which target, this one you didn't achieve, this one. We are doing it together. The appraisal is done together with your
boss?
Yes, with your boss.
Okay.
Yeah, so you sit down and they appraise you and they tell you, this one you didn't achieve, this one you achieved, here you still need, you have room for improvement.
Do you and disagree with them on the table,
and
or
then,
what
yes,
do you do?
Because you need to sign it. You need to append your signature on the document.
Okay.
Yeah, so both of you need to sign the document. So you need to agree to it.
And if I disagree, I don't sign?
If you disagree, you don't sign. So that is where now HR comes in. Why wasn't this signed? But some organizations could be very huge that HR, official or officer who's supposed to be noticing there's no signature here probably even will not see.
They will just see the appraisal.
Yes, they'll just see the appraisal and put it in the file. So you need to follow it up and say, hey, we had a problem here. And avoid being emotional when you're raising. I know sometimes it's hard when you're being picked on in the office. Yeah. Just raise it in a very calm, factual manner. I don't agree with what my boss, appraised me, the way they scored me. But most organizations also now are having a 360 appraisal system where employees also get to appraise their bosses, which is very important.
Okay.
Yeah, very important. Yeah. So you need to be 360. You appraise me, I appraise you. Yes.
And how do I appraise you? Because have you seen Airbnb? Mm-hmm. They do not allow you to see the other review before you review. Mm-hmm. For obvious reasons. Yeah. That you might do a revenge review. What happens then if you're 360, you're supposed to, are you appraising in the dark? You don't know what they have said.
So,
I don't know what
so
they
for
have
the employer, when you're praising your employer, that one is different because it's sort of like a feedback, giving feedback. So probably they will not have seen the feedback by the time they are praising you. You understand? So it's a feedback you're giving. So are they part of the team, or are they just nyapara, shouting orders? So you have to rate them on that. It's the same way as faculty and students. So students will appraise the faculty and give feedback, but I don't know what feedback you've given, but I'll have to grade you.
Because I have a feeling that that's a very good thing.
Yeah.
When the boss knows that you have also some powers.
Yes, exactly. It's very important. It's very important.
So I think the appraisal should always be 360.
And whoever is analyzing the appraisal will if it's a team, because this boss is heading a department probably with several employees. So if they're all saying he shouts at us, he's abusive, if all of them across board have said that, then there's a problem. So we can tell this is not one employee trying to revenge or who hates this person. But if there was one thing that cuts across on these feedback appraisal sheets, it's something that HR needs to look into. Yeah, it's very important. Yeah.
All right, that is very interesting. So you disagree and take it. How do you usually advise the HR and the people that receive a complaint from a junior officer that they have a problem with their boss? How do they get in between them and create peace?
As much as there's a toxic employer or a boss, there's that toxic employee as well.
Yes. What is that? Then we should also talk about that. What is a toxic employee?
Ni kichwa ngumu. The bad apple in the basket, because this person always late, never does their assignments, and most of the time waliletwa na mtu. Wako na godfather in the organization.
That is very interesting, because the other day I found I got an email from an organization telling me to fill out an employer form, a former employer form for this gentleman.
Yeah.
And when he was working with me, it was really dubious.
Okay.
Very, very dubious. In fact, it wasn't working for me. He was an intern.
Okay.
And he did not even finish the time that he was supposed to finish with me. And so, obviously, the school asked me for a report. I wrote to the school the report of what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then now I get an email from an organization that I am supposed to fill a former employer.
Yeah.
In my head, I am not a former employer. He was an intern.
Yeah.
In any case, the people that want to hear about him should go to the school. Correct?
Yeah.
That is my assumption. Am I correct in that assumption?
It depends on what he wrote on his CV. Maybe he wrote that position as a job.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But you see, now I do not fill it. Am I obligated to fill it? I don't think so.
You're not obligated.
Yes, I'm not obligated to fill it. So so I do not fill it.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, well, how would you hire him again? I did not hire him in the first place. Would you do blah blah blah? I did not do that in the first place.
Yeah.
So then he calls me and tells me that the organization sent you something, but I'm wondering why you have not sent them back. And I'm like, so you also know that the organization sent it. So is it the organization that told you that they contacted me, or what is going on here? Because I don't understand.
Yeah.
I know that they sent you this thing. I'm like, okay, that's interesting, because you shouldn't know that they are looking for me.
Yeah.
Once you've put me as a referee or whatever for my employer, they should just reach out to me, and you should just wait for word from them.
Yes.
Why are they telling you that they're waiting for me?
Yeah.
Because there are other candidates they should choose. When I am not available to answer questions, there are other former employers who have said, Colleague, how good are you?
Yes, and there are other people also wanting the same position.
Yes. So I'm wondering.
Whose former employers have given,
So then he calls me and tells me that I should just write at the top there that he was an intern. I'm like, this is really wrong.
Yeah.
There's something, kuna mchezo hapa.
Yeah.
Because why must they employ you? So when you say that wameleto na mutu,
Exactly.
I understand.
Because that's the saddest thing in our current situation.
Because I'm just realized that I have been in a position where I'm working with people.
Yeah.
And I know when it becomes difficult. And
Yeah.
I think, and I really sympathize with employers because employers put money.
Yeah.
Investors put money in companies to
Yes.
run
Yeah.
and to make profits.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it is the team
Yes.
that brings it down.
Yeah.
You
Because
know?
I must bring my person, from that Kachangi.
Yes.
I must get my young sister from there and bring them.
I no longer believe in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm running a business and I no longer I believe that a business should be carried forward by the people that have got passion
Yeah.
to do that work, rather than people that you want to just give a job because they come from your area.
Yeah. So imagine you're the boss of that department and you have your juniors have all been brought by somebody who's in the board or is in the top management.
And your hands are tied.
Your hands are tied. Your hands are tied. There's nowhere you can take them.
Even before you do that appraisal, you must think clearly. Because you might do that appraisal and you're the one going
Exactly. You're giving somebody a transfer and then it's rejected. They come back. They can't go anywhere.
It's rejected?
Yes.
Who has rejected it?
It didn't go through HR. It's rejected. This person, you want them to go probably to Naivasha office or Eldoret office, but they can't go. They can't go. You need people in that other office. But the people you have under you all have godfathers who cannot allow them and they don't want to leave Nairobi.
So they stay around.
They stay around and they don't work. So in this team, you'll find maybe you have 2 or 3 who don't have godfathers. Now, they're the ones who are overburdened with the work. You must have a few who can work.
Yeah.
So now they're overburdened.
To cover for everybody.
To cover for everybody.
By the godfathers.
Exactly. So it's a problem in organizations. And, this is out of topic, but I want to bring it up because I see, and it's with the Gen Zs a lot. So a Gen Z will want a position to work for Dialogues with Jagero. But it's their mother who will call Jagero to ask for that position. I don't get it. And I keep telling them, it is you who has to ask for that position. Please, when I get a call from a mother, from a father, to ask for position for their child, but the way, get my contacts from your father, and then call me. And then let's have a discussion instead of your father calling me. Because I'm already seeing that once I give you that chance, that position, I'll be dealing with your father, not you. I'll be dealing with your father. And I've had such employees where a mother will call me and tell me, but my daughter is sick. My daughter is sick. My daughter is unwell. Hii inamsumbua. So the child didn't come to work. This is an adult. I'm graduated from university, an adult, in my office. They don't show up for work. You call them, they don't pick, but then their mother calls you. And they're not admitted and they can't speak, but the mother calls you and explains how, they are unwell, they've been unwell. So we're just talking, you asked me the question about toxic employees. And these are the answers I'm giving you, these are the examples I'm giving you. Then, of course, there's the famous one, which I have encountered as well. And I don't like stereotyping and saying it's all Gen Zs. But there's, the way you're saying that you're not a morning person. So we have them. I've had somebody tell me in the office that I'm not a morning person. Would it be possible for me to work, let's say report at 10 and be leaving at 6, as an example. But I'm like, but we come to work at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I find it so hard.
Because you see now the problem is with that situation.
Yeah.
And it is very rampant in the creative industry.
Yeah.
Very rampant. Like, for example, you'll find a gentleman telling you that I like editing at night. Well, mimi nita edit at night, nyinyi muamuke mfanye. But then there's a problem with you working at night.
Yeah.
Because it means that if there is a problem with the video, we
Yes.
must wait
Yes.
for you to work on it at night.
At night.
And then we wake up and there is another problem and we push it to the other night. Because when we are all here in this office, that is when Shaka can run to you. I can
Yes.
go to you. We can tell you,
Yes.
fix this. We re-export.
Yeah.
There's a problem with this.
Exactly.
So when you want to work at your own time,
At your own time.
everybody else is asleep.
Yes.
If you want clarification, do you wake us up?
So it can't work when you're employed.
Like, what is the name of, what is Doris Change? What is, what about her?
Yeah. What are we writing? What are we saying?
But you
Yeah.
see, so now you're going to sleep in the morning,
Yeah.
having not written the name,
Yes.
because there is nobody to wake up at that time to ask for the name. Or if you want to come at 10, but
Yeah.
Doris is coming at 9.
Yeah.
So you want us to push our interview with Doris to 10 p.m.
When you're available. And those are conversations that we need to have in the workplace. So, our generation, now the generation above us, the bosses had to lead by fear. They had to make you fear them, And there's a story I write in my book, which is a true story. In one of the places I worked, so there's a day I got into an elevator with this boss of mine and he was the, I think, HR director or something. So we're coming from the basement and we were riding up to, I think, 10th or 14th floor. And on every floor that, somebody would have, called for the elevator, when the lift doors would open, and then they would peep in and they see him. It's okay, we'll wait for the next one. And then no, it's okay, we'll wait for the next one. At some point, because I knew him for long, we'd worked together for long. I mean, we were even family friends. But he asked me, people fear me this much. So some bosses now will resort to that people fear you. They can't even be in the same space with you, Jagero. Yeah, they really fear you. So that happens also in the offices. So some bosses will resort to that. But for the younger generation, we want to lead, we want to inspire people. You want to inspire Shaka to come to the office. Like she wakes up, she's like, wow, I understand Jagero's vision. Yeah. I understand where we are going with this podcast idea and the whole organization. And I can't wait to wake up and just, rush to the office and we work together. But then now you will meet that toxic employee. That who doesn't, as much as you're trying to inspire them, as much as you're trying to, make them understand what we are doing, they just don't get it. And bosses also need to understand that your employees are like children per se. They do what you do, not what you say. So if you come to the office late, don't expect your people to be there early in the morning. If you show up at 10, at 11, don't. If you're taking bribes, if you have, the time I went to a furniture shop and the manager of the shop, the manager was sending me to his own private shop. Was telling me, don't buy from here. Let me show you another. Then I'm realizing it's another shop, but he's employed here. His employees know that he's doing that. So what won't they do? So are you also leading by example? Or are you, do as I say. If you come in the morning and you leave your jacket on your seat and you disappear, who are you to reprimand your employees when they do the same? Because a client came and found no one in the office. Where are you? Where are you?
Yeah. Because at least they should have found you.
Yes.
Thank God it is Monday again.
Yes.
Tell me what made you write this book. I like the way you wrote the, what is it called, the cover.
Thank you.
Thank God it is Monday again. Transform your employees into a highly engaged workforce.
Yeah. So this book is for employers and it's for corporate, large organizations and even small organizations. So what I realized, even in my own journey of being employed, I used to hate Mondays. I used to hate Mondays. And I know it's interesting because actually it's hating the job. But Mondays are worse. If you look at statistics, only 21% of Kenyans are fully engaged in their workplaces. Engaged means work on a psych. They can't wait to
21%.
go. 21%. Imagine.
21% is dubious.
Those are the guys who wake up in the morning and are even happy to serve you. They see you walking, like, wow.
That's dubious. That's dubious.
Imagine.
21%.
This is, I think, research that was done by PwC the other day and Deloitte. Only 21%. Another 65 or so percent are there, but they don't want to be there. But they're there. But any chance they get to get a sick off, they take it. Any chance they get not to show up, they take it. They're in the office, they're wearing earphones and headphones. Some are even watching movies. Yani watch series yote.
Towers. Which towers? Those towers in Westland. No wonder they are scrambling on Facebook the whole day.
The whole day.
Supposed to be working.
You're wondering.
And if you look at, they have responded like there are 30 comments on Facebook of their own.
But they're there. They reported to work on time. They were there on time. But wanaingia, earphones, headphones, and they're on their machine. Whatever they do, you don't know. And you can't do much about it. You're heading a team of 20 people. You can't sit behind them to micromanage every step of the way.
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Yeah, so that's what people are doing at work. Then there's now the remaining 20-something percent.
Mm-hmm.
How ata wako? How kona ma side gigs? They're here in the office, but they're calling about waru zilifika na hiyo lori imeleta cement na kokoto, but they're here in the office.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing. Yeah. And there are days they don't show up, and there's, as a boss, you're wondering what to do.
Kuna coffee shop.
Unga ilifika, mandazi imetoa leo ngapi?
Your internet, they're just using it.
They're just using
to run their own.
To run their own businesses. Yeah, so they're here for sure. And your projects will delay your clients. I've been to an organization where the person serving you gets annoyed that you have come for that service. Customer woni na kunywa chai. Sai ni tea time. This still happens, Jagero, in 2025. It still happens.
Not in government offices? Somewhere
else.
Government.
But also in private sector at work, it happens. For example, you might have several offices, satellite offices. You're not there to manage all of them. Yeah, so you don't know how people are being treated when you're not there. Yeah.
How long?
You don't know how they're being treated when you're not there. So it happens. Customer woni na kunywa chai, customer woni, or I can't serve you, go to another. Hii utasaidiwa tu ukienda Parklands.
That also happens in banks.
Yeah.
Where you find like 5 tellers.
Yeah.
And only one is working.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just doing something. You don't know what they're doing, but they're just there counting the balance. But there's a long line. And ukienda kwake anakuambia. And you wonder what's going on. I mean, yeah.
And that's why I'm saying it's conversations we need to have. It's something we can't keep overlooking because.
Do you feel like because sometimes I feel like for example, sometimes I feel like I have not given the people that I work with the best environment, for example, to work.
Yeah.
Because sometimes offices are very expensive. Like I would like Maclean to have her own office.
Yeah.
She has her own office. Everybody has their own. That would make it a big place.
A whole floor.
Yeah, a whole floor.
Yeah.
That will be 400,000 a month, and you can't afford that.
Yeah.
But do you think that there are companies that are able to take good care of their employees, even in terms of salary, even in terms of remuneration? Because sometimes I see bankers who are my friends, not living a very good life, But when you hear Equity announcing their profits, you're like, ooh, you guys are making a whole lot.
So we need to understand as employers, how do we motivate our employees? you as Jagero, you've mentioned that you're a small organization. You might not be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
So there are many ways in which you can do that.
Okay.
Some employees are just happy when it's a happy place to work in.
Yeah.
The vibe in the organization, the culture, the way we dress, the way we go for those lunches on Fridays. That is just excitement enough for them. I always tell my clients, salary cannot always motivate your employees. What it does, it will make them not leave you. They will not leave you, but it will not motivate them to work. So I'll be scared. I'm working here. I'm being paid very well. If I lose my job, I might not be able to get another place that will match this salary. But it doesn't mean I'll be arriving in this office and giving you my best. I will just appear, but not. Remember, we are looking at engagement, somebody giving themselves fully. So salary does not equal engagement. So is it the working environment, the culture? How are you as a leader? Are you a team player? Are you motivating them? So all these factors are very important when it comes to engaging these employees, not just salary. So every employer, regardless of what are you doing when your employee has lost their mother, when they have bereavement, or they have a sick child? Are you the kind of person who doesn't care? Kazi ni mpaka iendelee. Okay, let the dead bury themselves, you know? Or you're taking it off their paycheck because they didn't come for 1 week and they lost their mother. Those are the things that help. You've seen organizations even now that are encouraging having nursing rooms within the organization. Such small things.
Safaricom here
yes.
I've got a nursing one.
Yes. There are places where mothers who need to pump, imagine they have to go to the washroom. So unaweka chupa za watoto hapo kwa hiyo sink ya washroom. It's not hygienic because it's an open space. You can't pump in the office. So where are you going to pump? Yeah.
How many women are you supposed to have in the office to make this pumping? It's a very, very interesting idea.
Yeah.
How many do you think should be, how many women, like an organization of about 20 people should be able to have that?
Sometimes it shouldn't be it doesn't have to be a very big room. It can just be like a small queue. As long as it's just a space, they can have privacy and there's like a table and they can be able to pump and put the milk and the bottles there in a clean way.
This is very, very interesting because I'm feeling like as an organization, you must take stock of each and every person you have. Mm-hmm. So you're starting from the woman. What are her needs throughout the month? Mm-hmm. They are the menses.
Yeah.
How does she navigate through this?
Yeah.
Then we have people who are handicapped in one way or the other.
Exactly.
How do they go to the toilet?
Yeah.
How do they go up the stairs?
Yeah.
You have got people who have got problems with vision.
Yeah.
How do they do this?
Yeah.
You've got people who have got mental problems.
Yeah.
How do we deal with it as an organization? Do we have an organization that we have a monthly subscription so that if any of our organization has a problem with mental health, they can actually go there?
Yeah.
So you are scoping the whole human being.
And it has a name, what you're saying.
What is it called?
It's called individualized consideration. As a leader, you need to have it. When you mentioned about Shaka being in school, you know her.
Yes.
There are bosses who don't even know. They don't even know ulipata mtoto. Hawajui. They don't even know.
Ama the fact that you cannot even tell them is a problem.
It's a problem because you can't even have that chit chat. Now, and it can happen in very many things. For example, you're discussing soccer, and then you ask them, how is your child doing? How is, knowing those small things, the human part of your employee, very important, very important. How are you dealing with the loss of your mother? How are you dealing with the loss of your spouse? How are you dealing with that sick child? Your employee took time off and went to India for their child who had this disease. When they come back, do you just assume nothing happened? You just shove work into their faces. It's important to ask them, how is the child doing? We'll pray for them. We hope they get better. So you need to know and some bosses take it further. We even know whose birthday is when. So we have that thing on our diary and we bring the birthday cake in the office to just celebrate. Jagero is turning 43.
Yeah. I think I should know all this. They are bad things. Gosh, I'm learning a lot.
So seeing the human side.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
You can speak until tomorrow.
I know.
You know that. So you will have to come back again. How do you, what, tell me about your services
Yeah.
that you offer to organizations.
So right now I'm a consultant. So I run a leadership and coaching firm. It's known as Elite Leadership.
Elite Leadership.
Elite Leadership. We are based on Riverside Drive. So and also offer services to organizations, board members, those who are going through leadership challenges and they just know their employees are watching movies in their office and they want them to start working. I also work on life coaching and business coaching. There are so many people, Jagero, who want to start that business, that restaurant of mine, but they can't.
Yes, to be a Europe.
There's so much going around their heads. Will it fail? What people think? We have people who are probably even in their 40s and 50s who want to change their careers, but they're wondering, if I start making croissants, people will ask me at my age, how will you... So we navigate all these processes and make it clear and come up with a clear line of, okay, this is what you want. How do we get to where you want to be? This is where you are now. And coaching is different from therapy, maybe just to make it clear. Coaching is you're here now, you want to get there. How do we navigate the pathway from here to there? Therapy goes back to where did you come from, what happened in your past and all that. So we move you forward to where you want to be. So that is what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that you've been recommended by very tough individuals. Okome Aroa, Managing Partners, Writer and Co-Advocates. Melo Yugi, General Manager, HR Administration, CIC Insurance Group.
Yeah.
Dr. Hassan Bashir.
Yeah.
Founder Director at Nourishing Nomads Limited. So this book is supposed to be bought by organizations.
By individuals as well. Jagero, you are an employer.
Yes.
So all these snippets we've talked about are in the book. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
The book is available at Nuria store.
Nuria selling all them books.
Yes, exactly. And let them follow me for my music also.
Yeah, your music. What is your YouTube name?
Dr. Ogila Change.
Dr. Ogila Change.
Yes.
Is your YouTube name?
Yes, it's my YouTube name. Thank you.
All right. All right, people of the internet, thank you very much. I am glad that you tuned in today to hear me speak with the Dr. Doris Change, PhD. So then that means you're a Dr. Doris.
Yes.
Dr. Doris.
Yes, that's my name.
Dr. Doris.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for coming. We are going to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Please consider subscribing so that we can reach there as fast as we can. We are going to have a party in September celebrating this. Dr. Doris, you're welcome.
Thank you.
To our party, we are going to invite all the guests that have come to my podcast.
Lovely.
It's going to be lovely. So until another episode, bye for now.